Welcome to Jackie Burns Creations, presenting vintage styling at its finest. Today I am doing some vintage looking pictures, and this is to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Pride and Prejudice, hosted by Crafting with Indiana Jones. Project number 1. These are an arch window or frame that IOD put out. They're kind of hard to find right now. They were very popular at Christmas, but I hung on to a couple and knew just what I wanted to put in them, and I wanted to make them look very vintage, very spring-like. I am painting with a DIY Jamie Ray Vintage Cottage paint. This is like the DIY clay paints, but it has a self-leveler and a sealer in it. So just giving it a good dry off so I can put a couple more coats on it. Once I put, I put 3 coats on it all together because I wanted it very solid. And I am going around the edge with Pennies from Heaven. It actually is a more coppery look, but in the video it looks very gold. It's kind of a rose gold looking. And that's a DIY paint also. You have to make that little ledge stand out. That's what really makes the picture. Well, once I'm done, I'm cutting out this picture. It's a JRV collage paper. It's made out of rice paper, and you can order it online from them. They had some great spring pictures, and I just love this bunny. Reminds me of my bunny, Nutmeg. And I am putting some liquid patina on so I can put the bunny on. And IOD needs to make more of these frames. I think they were about $17 a piece, which, I mean, is not cheap, but oh my gosh, they are so good looking. I did a couple at Christmas time and then a couple for this spring. And these are some of their foil transfers. I am looking for something to go around the edge. And I just kind of played it by ear and looked at different things. You can cut up different edges, and I like that one edge they had, but that's the only one they had of that. So I wish I would have had more, and I could have put it all the way around, but I did some out of another book, and so I just did different books that they have. Now, the way I figured out to make this go on really, really well is I use some small scissors, and I use the point of them, and I just go over where the details are. And that makes them come out very nice. I didn't like rubbing them with the stick. It didn't seem to come out as well for me. So they usually take me time because you can see how I'm going over each little part. Boy, they look good after they're done. And you get a real feel of how I'm doing this. I don't think I make you watch the whole thing, do I? Oh my goodness. Okay, and now I have pulled a piece out that I can't remember what it says, but it was in French. Part of it was in French. I think it said something about chocolate, but I can't remember. But it looked good. I liked the shape of it. Sometimes the aesthetics of something is good enough. And anyway, I am putting that on. Using that point of my scissors. And when I put it on, it almost scratches on something off, like a plastic off on this side of it. But like I said, it goes on beautiful. Oh, there you get to see my fat head. Okay, and there it is. Hindsight, I probably should have moved the bunny picture up a little bit, but I think it looks okay overlapping. So I did some leaves at the top, and now I'm doing some on the side. And I did a little heart at the top of the bunny. And I'm putting some dark wax on it. And once I wipe back, the gold will still shine through, and that helps seal it. On any transfer, you should seal it with a wax or a decoupage medium. Getting the sides. In the Jane Austen era, they liked to use a lot of gold on decorative items. And there we are. Project number 2. Okay, now I'm taking a sage green that's in the new JRV Cottage Colors, and I'm just pretty much putting it on the edges. And I love this pastoral scene. It just reminds me of where the Bennets lived out in the country, and being able to look out over the fields with all the flowers and looking through the valley. Just giving it a little edge of the scissors there to make the crease very sharp. And I'm giving it a good cutout. This reminds me of something that you'd see in a French provincial cottage. But it's like looking out the window, like I said, out at the field and the valley. And I like the greens in the grasses and the flowers. Now, this is called Honey in the new colors. And I did have to do quite a few layers, 3 or 4 layers to cover up the green. It's just easier to paint everything all at once and then go over it with the colors you want. And I'm giving it a little sand to distress it a little bit, make it a little bit look older. sure you wipe it down real well to get the dust off. And now I am going over the whole thing, even though I don't have to, with liquid patina, the DIY liquid patina. But since I've got to put the picture down, I might as well just go over the whole thing. And I made sure it went all the way to the top, because that way that little strip that's left over on the bottom, I can fill it in with some paint. Yeah, make sure you go over the top and seal in the paper. Now, I didn't dark wax this one, I just did the liquid. Oh no, I did do the dark wax on it, sorry. Getting ahead of myself. Okay, once it dries, love that heat gun. Helps me speed up the process, or I'd be waiting. No crafter has time to be waiting. So I took a green, a dark green, but it wasn't quite dark enough for me. So I grabbed my handy dandy paint palette and put some green on there. These were some plaid paints, folk art I think. And I put just a little bit of brown in with it. I think I pulled all the greens to see which ones would look best, but I put just a little dash of brown in there. And I'm mixing up my own dark greenish brown color to cover the bottom. Wait, when I'm done, you won't even be able to tell. So I'm just kind of giving it dabs on there and doing little sweep ups into the grass that's already in the picture. And I did do a dark wax on it, and look, you can't even tell. And here's the final reveal. And there they are all done. And I do add a little bit of some other French provincial looking vintage items I made out of cigar boxes, because they go in with it very nicely. That's Persephone's head. So you can't even tell at the bottom. It just blends in nicely. And our lovely bunny with his gold accoutrements. And I appreciate everybody coming to watch. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.